Hello and welcome back to the Nasty Metal Production Horror YouTube, and welcome to another Friday review. Today I will be reviewing the 5th album from Caveblind. It is Cry of the Dying Bard, which was only released digitally on January 6th through, of course, Caveblind's Bandcamp page. So, just like me, I am relatively still pretty new to at least Caveblind. So, to at least bring you guys up to speed, I'll definitely tell you where at least Caveblind are based out of. Caveblind is based out of the Czech Republic, being Liberec region. So, Czech Republic in 2013, and I've yet to even announce any members, because there's only one member, which is Pavel Haken, actually. Pavel Haken. So, one guy, again, since 2013, and I'll kind of get in to, of course, a lot of the musical genres into the actual review. But again, this is the 5th album that Pavel Haken has released under the Caveblind name. Again, releasing a demo in 2013, and then another demo in like 2015 here, looking at the Metal Archive page, and then a single in 2015 as well, and then finally the first full-length album in 2016, which is titled Evil Sorcery, and from there on, from like 2017, Black Magic, 2019, Sword of Power, and then 2020, which being last year, The Golden Axe, and finally this year with Cry of the Dying Bard. So without further ado, let me get into my review of Cry of the Dying Bard from Caveblind. Alright, so before I really get into any of my thoughts on this digital album, let me do a track listing rundown. We got about 9 songs here, and it all clocks in at 31 minutes and 43 seconds. So, these 9 songs are the title track, Iron Warrior, Dying in Thy Name, Forged by Moonlight, Celebration of Blades, Mystifying Eye, Starless Night, Possessed by Evil, and then finally, Bleak Vision of the Dark. So there's your 9 songs there. So, when it comes to this digital album from Caveblind, again, being a one-man band formed by Pavel Haken, well, since I'm, again, very new to these guys, or at least new to this guy and this band here, apparently they definitely, Pavel Haken started Caveblind as more of a black metal / ambient band in the earlier parts, at least when it first started, but I think later on it morphed in more of a kind of a blackened speed metal band. So a little bit of almost some slight power metal touches here and there, but again with more of a very black metal feel to it. And you definitely seem, this album right here definitely seems to be expanding on that for sure, since some of the past couple of albums, as far as I can remember. Again, I'm lying. Again, this is actually, I think, the first time I really paid the most attention to. And again, you can really hear a lot of that sort of combine, the sort of almost black metal like vocals, but it's more guttural like black metal vocals, like the earlier days or so. I wouldn't say death metal, but it borders with that kind of vibe, but it definitely mixes more of a traditional metal feel to it, especially more of a speed metal, power metal feel to it. So it's like combining that. I would say this is like the Czech Republic's answer to Italy's Barbarian, which Barbarian had a similar feel to them, where it's combining the sort of almost extreme metal vocals and tendencies, but combined with more of a traditional metal feel to it. So I think, again, it seems to be the similar situation here, similar sound, but it's more black metal influenced here in terms of it, and then compared to Barbarian, but it's still the sort of same approach and same attack, just a little done slightly different here. I mean, just from the beginning track, which is a instrumental, it's the only instrumental, and the clock's in at 1 minute and 20 seconds against the title track, and it definitely I mean, of course, this must have took some inspiration from Halloween's Walls of Jericho, where the title track was the opening instrumental, basically. So it kind of takes that. Similar also, but it's more atmospheric. Instead of, again, trying to basically copy some sort of theme riff from a film, here it's its own composition, it seems to be. But again, I guess maybe taking some inspiration from Bathory in terms of its beginning with this instrumental, because again, before it breaks into Iron Warrior, and that's where you get it, where it's again just for straight up double bass power metal structuring, but with more of that sort of black metal style vocals. So you definitely get the best idea. And it definitely plays in. Actually, there's at least 2 songs here I really do want to talk about. That being Forged by Moonlight and Celebration of Blades. See, these 2 seem to be the ones that really stick out at me. Because Forged by Moonlight starts out with like a bass solo, where it actually seems to remind me a little bit of, plays around with almost like a Manowar feel to it. Like you would have expect this to be on either Battle Hymns or Hail to England, in a way, the way it begins. And it is a slower track, and it does have that sort of Manowar feel to it. Whereas the next track, Celebration of Blades, has that almost a Running Wild feel going on. But again, the thing is, these 2 tracks, again, it plays with that almost black metal style vocals then compared to said bands. I know that Running Wild are usually considered one of the first, or the first wave of black metal. Many people seem to tie them into because the first 2 albums, especially the first album, because of it again being more satanic. But the difference is compared to at least Cave Blind here, again, a guy like the Ralph Kasprick, fucked up his name, which I apologize for that. Again, he didn't have like a typical black metal voice though. It was more German metal voice, where compared to here. So again, the comparisons, that's where I'm trying to draw on, and that's really what you get with some of these songs here. Again, they're all definitely have that sort of traditional power metal structuring, but at the same time you get some of those black metal style harsh vocals and a very guttural, which just makes things very different for at least the listening experience. So that's all that's all really I can say, and it's fine. I think it's done fine for what it is, and I haven't really paid much attention to any of the previous stuff from Cave Blind. From what I've heard here, though, again, I actually think it's decent for what it is. I mean, it's different. I know not a lot of people here that are probably subscribing to me are obviously are not going to get it, and are easily they're just gonna blow it off because of it's not close to their liking. It's a little pushing their just a little bit of their musical preferences. But I think for me, who appreciates stuff like this, I think it's fine for what it does. I think at least what Pavel Haken at least accomplishes here with this release, I think he does a great job, at least with at least writing a lot of this stuff and coming up with that. I think it's fine for what it is. So that's all I can say. I think it's a pretty decent enough release from Cave Blind. And for my, I guess in a way, my true dive, I guess, into his stuff, I think that this is a good, decent starting point for me. I'll say again, I'm kind of impressed by what is heard here. So there you go. There is my review for Cry of the Dying Bard. So as far as my rating, I'm actually just going to give it a 7.98 out of 10. Again, I wouldn't say all of this blows me away, but I think for what is being done here, I appreciate and I respect. It's actually fine. Again, I find this enjoyable. Again, it's not the most amazing thing I've heard in my entire life, but I think it's a solid release for what it is, and I think that's what every one of you should at least take it as. It's not going to at least make you go, oh, this is awesome, but it's very good and good for what it is. That's all I can say. So with that, if this sounds like something you really want to listen to or are interested in checking out, again, I'm going to leave you a link to, of course, Cave Blind's Bandcamp page, where you definitely can listen to it. Again, you can buy it. I think it's a name your price, I believe. So it's very easy to at least get. Again, there's no physical copy. Who knows if this person here actually delves into physical formatting. If so, maybe this wouldn't be a bad thing to put on a physical format. But again, if you guys have no problem with having anything digitally, again, this might be something for you. So with that, I hope all of you enjoyed. This is Every Thrash, I say I'm out, and I'll see you all later. Take care, everyone.